Duck.
I could bore you with my bias.
Or your same take on the field.
Or I could speak with some truth. And I'm going to keep speaking truth until I can get it through that thick skin. Look, Marcellus.
What?
Look, the Eagles' body of work, it speaks volumes. It speaks louder. It speaks louder than I can even on this set. And I'm talking about their body of work in December, which is where we are now. I'm talking about their body of work from week 14 on, which is where we are now. 2017, Eagles were 3-1. From week 14 on. But you can say, okay, Acho, come on, that was 2017. You're right.
You know I'm going to say it.
Not bad.
All right, good. You're hearing me.
2018.
Okay.
Eagles finished 5-1. Okay, Acho, but come on, that was 2018. Talk about more recent. 2019. Eagles finished 4-0. Okay, Acho, but that was still 2019. Talk to me about right now. 2020. Jalen Hurts. Biggest upset of the season, given the circumstances. Backup quarterback beats a team that's won 9 straight. Hottest team in the NFC, arguably the hottest team in football. So 2020 looks a whole lot like 2017, looks a whole lot like 2018, looks a whole lot like 2019, and now we in its own terms of 2020. You want me to bet against the Eagles that do this, that have done this, that's in the DNA of the team, of the head coach, of management, etc.? You want to tell me, come on, Acho, they're playing a backup quarterback. Oh, that's cool. Doug Peterson's only 11-2 with backup quarterbacks since 2017, so playing a backup quarterback's not a bad idea. I told you last week, you taught me something on this show. You've taught me a couple things. You have, I'll be honest.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
COVID. But you've taught me one thing that really stuck. Your experience is your expertise. Doug Peterson, his experience in the NFL was as a backup quarterback, making his expertise being a backup quarterback and playing with backup quarterbacks. So it's not a coincidence that Doug Peterson's actually 11-2 with backup quarterbacks. I trust Doug Peterson, I trust these Eagles, and I especially trust them in December or from week 14 on, which is exactly where we are right now.
Oh, man, you know I'm going with the Cowboys in this situation, facing the 49ers, in part, not even because of the Cowboys. It's because of who they're facing. They're facing the 49ers. Lost 5 of their last 6 games, turning the ball over 16 times in that stretch. Why I couldn't go where you went, Acho, is simple. I don't know what Jalen Hurts is going to do for a repeat performance, and I know that Arizona, when they play well, they play well. That's a good team. Versus when the Cowboys facing the 49ers, 49ers are going to do. They done. They know it's a wrap, so Cowboys going to have a little easier task. Plus, the Cowboys, are they coming off the biggest win of the season? 30-7. Wait a minute. The Cowboys. Chill.
Who they play?
Who are they? Forget who they play. Another team like who we lose to? The Cowboys? 30-7.
Yeah, that's real.
For real.
That's real.
But their previous 3 wins have been by a combined 7 points. Then you go out there and you win a big game in blowout fashion, beating Cincinnati by 23. It just looks like as a whole, the Cowboys in a more whole place than the Eagles, and more importantly, who they're facing. I wouldn't want to face the Cardinals over the 49ers.
When I look at it, I look at it like this. The Eagles right now, let's talk track. You love track and field. Let's talk about it.
Let's go on the track.
In track and field, you know sometimes at the anchor or the last leg running this relay race, you know they got the juice. The question of whether they will win or not is, have they stayed? Have their teammates given them the baton close enough?
Yep.
So at the very end, they can catch the opponents. Now, the Eagles, the question really we should be having is, will they make the playoffs? The question we shouldn't be having is, will they win this game? Because we know the Eagles' last leg, that fourth quarter of the season, those last 4 games, we know they turn it on. I mean, their record, Marcellus, is tied with the Chiefs. What you mean? Get your hand off your head. Their record is tied with the Chiefs since 2017. Week 14 and on, 11-2. That is best in the NFL with the Chiefs. So you know the Eagles' last leg can go. You know the last 4 games they can go. I'm not really debating are they going to beat the Cardinals. I trust they're going to beat the Cardinals. You can see the Eagles there from week 14 and on. I trust that they're going to beat the Cardinals. The only question I'm really debating is, will they make the playoffs? But are they going to win on Sunday? That's not a debate.
Oh, man. So you trust that they're going to win because of the calendar. Like, is it December? It's winning time. Come on, Eagles, let's go around. And you know what's so bad about your example of, how can you have a bad track and field example when we both love track and field? When I go to the track and I see the Philadelphia Eagles in lane 5 and it's December, I'm like, oh. But then I look, I was like, wait a minute, that ain't Carson Wentz. That's Jalen Hurts. I don't know what he is in December, and I don't know what he is with that team in December. Why does that matter? Let's stay in track. It's not in track just how fast the individual 4 parts are, the runners. It's the relay exchange. So much time is lost in that transition, right?
That's real.
What the hell to the Eagles in December with Jalen Hurts. I'm waiting for you.
Here's what I need you to trust. Here's what I need you to trust.
I got
because you again, if y'all don't like track, I apologize. But who did you run for?
LA Jets.
Great, LA Jets. I would assume that's like a renowned organization.
Not the. Yeah.
Great. Okay. It's a renowned organization. So what you know is this: regardless of who they have at that anchor leg, whoever the coach chose to put at anchor leg, he a dude. He was a dude. No matter who was back there. It didn't matter who was back there. Okay. It's like when I go to track meets now in college and I'm watching like LSU women, for example. It don't really matter who the anchor is. I just know whoever the coach chose to put there is going to be a dude or a dudette. Okay. So what I'm saying is
that how far Title IX has gone with dudettes now?
Dudes and dudettes, they both do that. Okay. So what I'm saying is this. Doug Peterson is really who I'm trusting in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter of the season. It's not so much Nick Foles, because we didn't really know what Nick Foles was going to do in 2017 or 2018. It's not so much Carson Wentz, because we didn't really know how Carson Wentz was going to end 2019. He started off 5-7. He finished 9-7. It's not so much Jalen Hurts, because we don't know what Jalen Hurts is going to do. Who I trust, Marcellus, is like you was talking about them LA Jets. It didn't matter who was going to be in the anchor leg, who was going to finish the race. You knew whoever the coach chose to put back there was going to finish the race. Whoever Doug Peterson chooses to put back there is going to finish the race in the land of the season.
Now I know why you're super single for real.
What's up?
You got trust issues. Because you think I don't hear them? Lord, the whole season I hear Carson Wentz's issues are his coach and Doug Peterson in the play calling and what's going on, and you will break it down. You got full screens. Remember when you used to jog to that big old board over there and Acho pointed play out? Doug Peterson, what are you doing here? But now you trust him. Why you trust him so much right now? I'll tell you, you tell me. Yeah, you better whisper it too. You liar. Get out of this one, you liar.
Look, let me tell you.
Oh, you know you liar. You said look first.
Let me tell you. Can you shut up, Marcellus, and let me speak?
I'm listening, but I don't know.
Doug Peterson last week, Jalen Hurts only threw the ball 30 times. I had to do some analytics because here's what I do know. I don't like moving and living my life by emotions. The heart is deceitful above all things. I don't like living my life by emotions. I like to live my life by logic, big dog. So I said, okay, Acho, don't just blindly trust Doug Peterson. This isn't a Netflix show. This isn't Love is Blind. Don't just blindly trust Doug Peterson. Let him show you first. Jalen Hurts only threw the ball 30 times. Carson Wentz in his 13 or 12 full starts, he threw the ball more than that 10 times. So Doug Peterson said, with this backup quarterback, let me adjust my game plan. Miles Sanders, first time in his career, over 100 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Doug Peterson said, with this backup quarterback, let me not put as much pressure and as much stress on my quarterback, because the less pressure and stress I put on my quarterback, when I have a running back who's second in the NFL in yards per carry, is smarter for this team. I'm not blindly trusting Doug Peterson. My love is not blind. I have looked and I understood, oh, he's changing his ways, then I can change my trust.
Okay, here's the thing. My grandma, rest in peace, Grandma Blackie said, the truth is simple and lies are complex. Was that a simple answer or was that a complex answer? I did some analytics, y'all. You know why you had to do the analytics? You up here lying, big dog. You don't trust this guy. You can find reasons why he's trustworthy, but that doesn't mean you trust him. I'm looking at the situation. This is a simple one, Acho. Truth is simple. Eagles have lost 4 of 5. They lost 4 in a row and then won 1 game. You trust that more over a team that has won 2 of the last 4, which are the Cowboys? Think about it, Acho. Which team is hotter right now is the simple question. The Cowboys or the Eagles? You know it's the Cowboys. Who's playing the worst opponent? The Cowboys. Where can you come up with an answer that justifies what you're saying about the Eagles when the Cowboys are the hotter team playing the colder team?
Here's my I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. I'm giving it to the Cowboys. But I have to push back, big dog, because if I were to ask you to explain the Pythagorean theorem, if I were to ask you to explain slope-intercept form, if I were to ask you to solve for X, that's not simple.
No.
It still might be truthful, but sometimes the truth is actually a little bit complex. So Grandmama Blackie, may her soul rest in peace, maybe we was missing the mark a little bit, because sometimes, Marcellus, the truth, it ain't as simple as you think. Coming up, will Washington's defense stop Russell Wilson from cooking?